Eldfjallasafnið í Stykkishólmi fyrir margt merkilegt safn. Að ræða safn muna sem Haraldur Sigurðsson, prófessor í eldfjallafræði og haffræði, hefur safnað bæði í gegnum starf sitt og ferðalög. Þar eru margir merkir munir, mikið fengleg listaverk, bækur og jarðfræðikort, kvikmyndir og alls konar efni tengt eldgosum. Þar má nefna málverk, málstungur og svartlist ýmiss konar frá eldvirkni allan heim. Einnig þar að finna frumstæða list frá Indónesíu, Mexíkó, Mið-Ameríku og víðar. Úrval líka af japanskri goslist og í safninu má finna stórt málverk eftir Andy Warhol frá árinu 1985 af eldgosi.
We're inside this beautiful house, old house here in Stykkishólmur, in Eldfjallasafnið. Can you tell me what people can do here and see?
All right, so as you said, this house is old. It was built in 1901, I suppose. So it got 100 years. It used to be a theater, cinema. Right now, this is in a volcano museum. Basically, this is in a private collection of a local volcanologist, Haraldur Sigurðsson. So people can go through a lot of artwork, not only from Iceland, but basically from all around the world, to give them some kind of idea how the cultures could see the beauty of the volcanoes, how the volcanoes impact our history, and many other things. Which Haraldur's focus on is that we're trying to connect the science and art. We're trying to connect the beautiful art we have on the walls with geological segments, which Haraldur pick up all around the world as well on his researches.
You said all over the world. It's not only about eruption in Iceland.
Yeah, it's all around the world. We have segments and artifacts from Tambora, from Indonesia. We have artwork from Japan, Kamchatka. So it's just literally all around the world where Haraldur was, what he was. This is very focused on, of course, on his research, what he did, and he traveled the world following this.
Haraldur is really passionate about the earth and volcanoes.
Right.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm very passionate. It's so fascinating for me. You know, I didn't really think about it before I came here, and I have a background in history of art, so I was interested in the artworks a lot. But during the process I was working here, I got more interested. I got good questions from people. Haraldur told me a lot of things, so I got like more fascinated by geology and volcanology by itself, because it's so fascinating. Like, you can just see even the history of how people could see them. You can see how volcanoes affect our history a lot. People doesn't even know how much volcanoes can do. You know,
change the world.
Change the world. They can change the climate. They can start a revolution. You know, the lucky eruption, right?
And now you're on Snæfellsnes with Snæfellsjökull, just Indeed. Right behind you.
Yeah, right behind me. Snæfellsjökull is a dormant volcano. Right, so we can know basically even like from Julius Verner's book, Journey to the Center of the Earth, that this is an extinct volcano, they say. But there are some earthquakes really deep underneath that, so I would not literally say this can't blow up again. The last eruption was about 1,100 years ago, 1,000 years ago. Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? But what about the museum? It's open like during the summer and also over the winter? Or?
Yeah, we try to keep it running full time during the year. Last two or 3 years, we're trying to keep it like just open during the winter, 5 days a week. So we are closed on Mondays and Sundays and Mondays. It's a weird closing time, but we want to keep it open during the weekends for the locals as well, right? So we combine the timing, and always from 11 till 5, the best time to go in. Yeah. And the summer, of course, is daily.
What kind of people come here for visit? Just tourists or also the locals? Or
time to time we got locals coming through, but most of them already been here, so they kind of know what's going on, or otherwise they're not maybe interested, who knows really sometimes, but mostly it's 95% of tourists, I would say.
It would be interesting for Icelanders that like we think we know everything about volcano in Iceland,
right.
Because this is like the history of
Indeed.
And also all around the world.
Indeed, yeah.
So it's not just about Snæfellsnes, it's not just about Iceland, it's just the whole history.
The whole history of the world, and that's what sometimes people, even tourists, doesn't really expect that. You know, they walk in here, they can read the volcano museum. They expect an erupting volcano in the middle of a room, like very visual stuff. What we're looking right now is, I think, it's one of the most fascinating eruptions which happened in our historical time. So basically, this is Tambora volcano right here, which erupted in 1815, and this volcano managed to change the climate. So as we talk about volcanoes affecting humanity, this is one of them. This is one of the situations which happened 1815, and 1816, this year, we call this year of the summer. So there was a colder, people were starving, there was nothing growing, and it affected a lot of back then. The artifacts you can see displayed here, it's basically what's left out of the village who used to live underneath this volcano. So there was 10,000 people living on there, and they all died immediately by a paraballistic flow out of this volcano. And this is everything was left of them. And Haraldur, he's as well focused on how the people died. He's focused on the destiny of the people who've been living underneath the volcanoes, right? So he was focusing on finding something that belonged to them, and that's what we have right here. I think he found as well some bodies buried, but I don't think they allowed them to take them to Iceland. Down below is a Krakatoa volcano, the second, one of the biggest eruptions in our historical time. You could hear the sound of the volcano to north coast of Australia. So this is one of the biggest eruptions, and it killed 120,000 people because of the tidal waves. And you can see the tidal waves on that picture right above the Andy Warhol. And you can see how the tidal waves striking the trees, right?
Oof,
the palm trees. So the tidal waves are about 30 meters high, and you can see Krakatoa erupting in the ocean back.
Okay.
So it's one of the most beautiful and as well scary paintings of this.
Paintings of this.
This beautiful piece of wood, basically this is a lignite. We found it. They found it in West Fjords, and I think it was found in mines. And this is a wood before it began to be a coal. So it's called lignite. And this is 12 million years old. And they took it to Reykjavik, they took it to scientists, they figured it used to be a sequoia tree. A sequoia tree, it's California sequoia trees, massive trees. And this used to grow in Iceland 12 million years ago. So.